Six big changes arriving for Social Security in 2026. So if you collect Social Security retirement, SSI, SSDI, any of the fixed income benefits, you're going to want to listen up as take a look here. Six big Social Security changes for 2026. COLA increase, higher Medicare costs, and a new tax break will affect beneficiaries' bottom lines in the year to come. This coming out October 28th, 2025. So I'm going to dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. And also, if you need help with your Medicare, take a look here. Chapter, you can give them a call, totally free. Speak to a real person, only takes 20 minutes. We're going to be covering this a little bit more here as we go, but they've helped thousands of people on my channel make sure they've got the best plans on average, when they can help people out, they save them over $1,100 a year. So check out that number on the screen, but we're going to dive into this article and get you caught up on all the changes that you can expect as you enter into 2026 for Social Security. Now, before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that thumbs up like button if you appreciate the update. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. So, 6 Social Security changes in 2026. Now, this article says, from highly anticipated cost of living adjustment to the less welcomed hike in Medicare premiums, Social Security beneficiaries will see several big changes in 2026. The developments are driven by new federal policy and economic shifts, such as inflation and income trends, that affect the more than 70 million people receiving Social Security benefits, as well as the estimated 185 million workers and future beneficiaries paying into the Social Security system. So here's what to know about Social Security in 2026. Number 1, the cost of living adjustment, or the COLA. Inflation has ticked up in recent months, resulting in a 2.8% COLA for 2026 for people receiving Social Security and Supplemental Security Income SSI payments. That's up from a 2.5% COLA in 2025. However, a lot of people saying this is simply not enough. It equates to roughly a $56 a month increase, and you're going to see here a lot of that getting gobbled up by Medicare. The Social Security Administration estimates that the average retirement benefit will rise by about $56 a month, from $2,015 to $2,071, starting with the payment going out in January of 2026. So this will be applied to your 2026 checks. SSI recipients will get their first COLA-boosted payment on December 31st. In an AARP survey conducted in September, 77% of older adults said a 3% COLA for 2026 would not be enough to help them keep up with rising prices. The average COLA since 2000 has been about 2.6%, even factoring in the spike in consumer prices that produce benefit increases of 5.9% in 2020 and 8.7% in 2023. Now, the COLA is applied to survivor benefits, family benefits, Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, as well as retirement benefits, and to SSI, a monthly benefit administered by the SSA for people with low income and limited assets who are 65 or older, blind, or have disabilities. Now, here's a breakdown, the chart. Estimated average monthly Social Security benefit payable in January of 2026. So this is going to be applying that 2.8% COLA increase to 2026 checks compared to where they currently are in 2025. Now you can see the first is beneficiary retired workers. Before the 2.8% COLA, the average check is $2,015. It will become $2,071. Married couples both receiving benefits, $3,120 check goes to $3,208 check. Survivor benefit, older spouse, $1,867 becomes $1,919. Survivor benefits, widowed, parent, and 2 qualifying children, $3,792 turns to $3,898. Worker receiving disability benefits, $1,586 turns to $1,630. SSI maximum federal benefit individual, $967 to $994. SSI maximum federal benefit married couple goes from $1,450 to $1,491. So there you have it. And again, this is going to be applied for that 2026 Social Security payments that will be coming your way. Now, number 2 is Medicare premiums. The standard monthly premium for Medicare Part B, which covers doctor visits and other outpatient treatments, is projected to climb 11.6% from $185 to $206.50 in January. The final premium hike will be announced later this fall. Now, most Medicare enrollees pay this standard rate, typically as a deduction from their Social Security payments, so the premium increase has the effect of partially offsetting the COLA by $21.50. So take that $56 and deduct $21.50 from it as well. So that is why, as I mentioned, I wanted to let people know about my friends over at Chapter. Give them a call. You can see the number on the screen right below me. And on average, they're helping people on my channel save about $1,100 a year. It's a 20-minute call. Chapter can review your options. If you're already on your best fitting plan for 2026, great, you're done. They'll let you know. But if not, they'll help you switch before these rising costs hit your wallet. No gimmicks, just honest advice from people who know Medicare inside and out. They've already helped thousands of my listeners. So call Chapter today at 984-375-0879 to talk to a trusted advisor. Thank you to Chapter for making that available as we are seeing those Medicare prices rise. Number 3, paying Social Security taxes. Social Security is primarily funded by a 12.4% tax on most workers' earnings. Now, if you earn wages, you pay 6.2% through FICA withholding from your paycheck, and your employer pays 6.2% as well. Self-employed people pay the full 12.4% as part of their annual rate return. The tax rate is not changing, but the amount of income subject to it is adjusted annually to reflect the nation's wage trends. Now, in 2026, you'll pay the tax on work income up to $184,500, up from $176,100 in 2025. Earnings above that threshold are not taxed for the purpose of funding Social Security, nor is income from non-work sources such as investments, interest, or withdrawals from retirement accounts. Number 4, paying taxes on benefits. Now, as you recall, that big, beautiful bill had a $6,000 deduction. Let's go ahead and take a look. A new tax break for people ages 65 and older could reduce or fully offset taxes on Social Security income for millions of older Americans in 2026. The new deduction will reduce taxable income by up to $6,000 for eligible taxpayers. AARP backed making the provision part of the tax and spending legislation that Congress passed in July, dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill. The provision applies to people who are at least 65 at the end of 2025. Individual filers with a modified adjusted gross income or MAGI of up to $75,000, or married couples filing jointly with a combined MAGI of up to $150,000 can claim the full $6,000. Individuals with income up to $175,000 for single filers or $250,000 for married couples can claim a reduced deduction. Now, the temporary deduction, which runs through the 2028 tax year, will cost Social Security $168.6 billion in lost tax revenue over the course of the next 10 years and hasten the depletion of the program's trust funds by up to 6 months, according to an August 5th analysis from the Social Security's chief actuary. Federal income taxes on Social Security benefits go into the program's 2 trust funds, one for retirement and survivor benefits, and one for disability benefits. The actuary projects that with the new deduction, the retirement and survivor fund will run short in the fourth quarter of 2032 rather than the first quarter of 2033. So this tax deduction, they're saying, will increase how quickly the funds will be depleted by 1 quarter. So we're going to see, though, if they're going to be able to make any modifications. They have to, because the solvency for Social Security is starting to run dry. Number 5, Social Security earnings test. Social Security applies an earnings test to beneficiaries who have not yet reached full retirement age, now, which is currently between 66 and 67, depending on birth year. People who collect retirement, survivor, or family benefits before reaching that milestone and who continue to work may temporarily lose a share of their Social Security payments if their earnings exceed a certain level. That threshold changes annually, tracking wages trends. Now, in 2026, beneficiaries who will not reach the FRA or full retirement age until a later year have $1 withheld from their Social Security payment for every $2 in work income above $24,480. Up from the $23,400 in 2025. For example, if you earn $40,000 from work in 2026, your benefits for the year would be reduced by $7,760, half of the difference between $24,480 and $40,000. The earnings test eases in the year that you reach the full retirement age. Social Security holds back $1 in benefits for every $3 in earnings above $65,160, up from $62,160 in 2025, until the month when you hit that milestone. Now, at that point, the test goes away. There's no longer any benefit deduction, no matter how much you earn. The SSA adjusts your monthly payment upwards so that, over time, you recoup the prior withholdings. There are different income rules for people receiving Social Security disability insurance because disability benefits are intended for people who are largely unable to work for an extended period due to a serious medical condition. You can lose them if your earnings reflect what the SSA calls substantial gainful activity. Now, in 2026, that threshold is $1,690 a month for most SSDI beneficiaries, a $70 increase from the 2025 level of $1,620. People receiving SSDI due to blindness are subject to higher income limits, $2,830 in 2026, $130 more than what we saw in 2025. And number 6, qualifying for benefits. The first step is qualifying for Social Security retirement benefits. It is having at least 40 Social Security credits. You earn credits by doing work in which you pay Social Security taxes on your income. You can earn up to 4 credits a year, so most workers reach the eligibility threshold after 10 years in the labor force. Now, in 2026, you will earn 1 credit for earnings of $1,890, $80 more than the 2025 level. So you bank your maximum of 4 credits when your work income for the year reaches $7,560. So there you have it, you guys. Some of the big changes that we're going to be seeing applied to Social Security in 2026. So if you're in retirement, SSI, SSDI, you're going to want to be mindful that these changes are going to be coming on the way. Now, in addition to that, we're waiting to see if there's going to be any changes to the taxation for everybody. That one big beautiful bill wiped it out for, they said, roughly 90% of recipients. But what about the rest? Also, a lot of people not happy with that cost of living adjustment. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it needs to be more? We saw that was like 77% of people said that a 3% increase, it is simply not enough with the way inflation is going, the cost of living for seniors. So we're going to see, as a lot of people are saying, they need a massive increase. An across-the-board increase would be nice. And also, they got to do something about that solvency. So there is a lot on the horizon coming for Social Security that needs to be addressed, and soon. And when that comes, I'll be sure to report it for you here on the channel so you know exactly what is going on with Social Security. But that is the latest, as we will see arriving for 2026. And also, thanks again to my friends over at Chapter. If you need help, you can give them a call, totally free, less than 20 minutes. Speak to a real person, see if you're on the right plan that is best for you. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.